In this video, I'm going to be explaining how we multiply fractions. So if I have a fraction of 2/5 times 8/3, I can think of that as 8/3 groups of 2/5 things, because that's what our definition of multiplication says. So to help us have a better understanding of this and what this means, I'm going to draw a picture. So I'm going to draw my first group, 1, 2, 3, as 2/5. And I'm going to shade 2 pieces of my 2/5. But then the question remains of, okay, I know I need one group to represent this 2/5, but how many groups do I actually need to get the correct answer to this equation? So because 8/3 is a improper fraction, we can divide 8 by 3 to get 2 2/3, right over here. And that 2 2/3 represents how many of these groups I'm going to have. So here's one, and I know for sure that I need another one. So I'm going to do the same thing. 4 lines with 2 shades. But okay, that's 2. And now it says that I need 2/3 more. So I'm going to draw, because I can't draw 2/3 of 2/5, I'm going to draw another group. And I'm just going to shade the same thing, 2/5. So I have 3 groups of my 2/5. So to figure out our 8/3 part of it, I'm going to cut my pieces here into 3s. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And notice that I only cut the pieces that were shaded because these pieces are empty. They're invalid to us. So we want to figure out how many of these we are considering. And to look at that, we can look at our 2 2/3. So it's telling us that we need 2 of these and 2/3, because it's split into thirds, of this part. So I know that I need for sure this, and I'm going to cut it off right here because this is 2 2/3. So this ends up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, which is our 8 right here in our 8/3, by these 2 pieces, these 2 rows, columns, that we are considering up here. So to find our denominator, which is our whole, we just look at this one group. And to figure out our whole, because we only cut each of these pieces into 3 pieces, we want to extend our cuts out like this to show us how much we are actually working with. So to find our whole, we're just looking at this one group right here. So I can look at it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3. So I know that my denominator is a row of 5 times a row of 3, which gives me 15. Easy enough. To find our numerator, which is the part we are considering, I'm going to look at my 2 2/3 again, or my 8/3 over here, and I know that I'm considering 8 of these pieces times my 2 rows right here. So my 8 pieces I am considering of these 2 rows. So 8 times 2 equals 16. So we can set it up 2/5 times 8/3. Well, our denominator, which is our whole, says that it's 5 times 3, which gives us 15. And our numerator says that it's the part we are considering, which is these 8 pieces of these 2 rows, which gives us 16. And so our answer is 16